Thank you, Jordan. Okay, we gotta fix this. Our next 10 by 9, good grief. Our next 10 by 9 storyteller is another first here. I first met him, actually, I think it was in 2010. We were both doing American Civil Rights course that was combined Lipscomb students and American Baptist College students. And so I've known him for a little while. He is a grassroots community organizer that came out of a labor union background. He was the director of the Nashville Peace and Justice Center before co-founding Urban Epicenter. A mediator trained in nonviolence by the Reverend James Lawson himself. He is now about to graduate from Vanderbilt Divinity School. Please welcome Keith Caldwell.
Good evening, folks. Good evening. I'd like to tell you a somber story about my first day of first grade here in Nashville. So I'm from, Nashville is an it city, but it's really a tale of two cities. I'm from North Nashville, from the Jefferson Street corridor. I live about a block from Fisk, 2 blocks from Harry, and so there's a lot of rich history there. I can remember being 6 years old, being bused from John Henry Hale housing projects to Aiken School on Fairfax. Forced busing was about 2 years going, and there is this busload of little black children that are pulling in to Aiken School. So we had the principal and teachers in the half circle out to greet us, and we got off the bus, and we were really excited. I was 6 years old. I had new pencils and crayons and notebook. And so we went to school, and I can remember having a sense of not belonging, having a sense that I was merely being tolerated and not accepted in the fullness of my humanity. So my mother was at the bus stop. It was our first day, and I have a twin brother. His name's Kevin. So we got off the bus, and she was buttoning my shirt correctly because I used to always button it wrong. And she was like, "How was your day?" And I said, "I'm in trouble." She said, "What do you mean you're in trouble? What did you do?" And I said, "We're all in trouble." And I talked about everyone on the bus. I didn't have the language at the time, but I knew that we were experiencing structural white supremacy. That's kind of hard to say in a room like this, but it's a truth that must be told. And I had a sinking feeling that I didn't know what I had done to be treated that way. And even worse, I didn't know what I could do to be treated differently. So a few weeks passed, and we talked on the bus, as children do, and we just couldn't wrap our minds around it. One day the teacher said, "Who is the most famous person in the world?" So Richard Nixon was president, and Elvis was pretty famous, and people said Santa Claus. But the teacher held up either life or time. It was Muhammad Ali. He was the most famous human being on the earth, and via satellite had happened. And I remember he had a crown on and a robe. He said England had a queen, but it needed a king, and he was king of the world, right? And I can remember sitting up in my seat that day thinking, this is amazing, because when I looked through the history books and the presidents, and no one looked like me. So when I saw Muhammad Ali, now he looked like me, and he acted in a way that at the time seemed to be challenging the nation, but it led me to, as Michael talked about, the Reverend Jim Lawson, who was kicked out of Vanderbilt in 1960 for organizing the sit-ins, and who Martin King said was the foremost authority on nonviolence in the world. And so for Nashville to be the place to kick out a Jim Lawson and to come very far in understanding the brutalities of our past and attempting to correct that is why I'm proud to be a Nashvilleian. Thank you so much.